What'd you do in tech and did you enjoy it? I did lots of things in tech and I enjoyed it very much. I would love to answer more specifically, but it's too specific for me to safely say. But also I did a lot of different things, so I'd have to pull out a scroll and unfurl it. But I did lots of stuff. I'll say that much. You said you've turned down some fat pay bumps so you don't end up in the crypto shithole. Yeah, it's there's a lot of stuff in tech as well, actually, that you get faced with. Certain industries, there's a lot of stuff where you get offered the bag, like the bag, and I mean the bag for certain types of work. And there's some things that I've done where I'm like, you know, this thing I don't mind. There are other things I've said I'm not touching that. You know, the pay bump is not always worth, not at all. Tech seems to be getting worse that way. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. It depends. I think not always the job, but sometimes stuff you get tasked with is a little evil. One thing I refuse to do is at some point, I was asked on a website to make it more difficult for someone to unsubscribe. This was one of my first little jobs, one of my first little things I did. And they were like, can you make this harder? And I just was like, no, yeah, dark pattern. I said, I understand it. I can sit here and design up the most dubious thing ever. I just really don't want to do this. I said, if you're convinced to have this happen, have someone else do it. I'll take on different tasks. I'm good. I'm okay, man. Yeah, dark patterns and all that. I don't like it. Can you make unsubscribing 4 web pages long? Yeah, the thing is, I love UX design. That's like one of my most favorite parts of building any sort of like product, doing anything with software development or anything like that, engineering, whatever, is when you're designing something new that a user will interact with and you're deciding the UX, the experience, how the person's going to navigate through a thing, you know, all that. I find it really interesting to do a lot of that in ways where we make it more efficient. From an efficiency standpoint, I find it so interesting. But then a lot of the time, people in those positions get asked to design things where, you know, it's a dark pattern, right? It's something that makes it more difficult for people to unsubscribe, or it makes it so that it reels people in and makes them think that they're paying a certain amount for a project when they're actually not. But because they clicked a certain button, they will get to the cart, and then in the end, it adds this charge because they clicked a certain button, and you know, all these little things. And I never got into that stuff because I just didn't like it. No, I was not a front-end dev. I don't like stuff like that. I'd rather fucking die than be a front-end dev. It's so boring, in my opinion. Some people really like it because they like the design aspect, like the visual design. I don't. Can I do that? Yes. If I were handed work and someone said, can you do this? Could I be full stack if I wanted to? Yes. No, I don't want to. I do love discussing UX, though. Figma enjoyer hates front-end awkward. Yeah. Well, I had to learn how to do everything. I think working on web development was kind of ass, though. Some people really love it. Some people have a lot of fun with it, and they love building, you know, a product for a company, building their webpage, and it helps market them. And, you know, it puts a lot of things into one project that are kind of fun to work with, but I'm okay. I like the boring shit, guys. When it comes to tech, I like things very different from that. I just find it really interesting to talk about. As long as I don't have to allocate memory or work in Haskell, I'm happy. No, you're a Haskell hater. There are a lot of you. I find the most haters for Haskell and COBOL. Whenever talking about anything tech related, when someone just stands up there and says with their full chest, I hate this programming language, I hate this environment, I hate that, you know, whatever, it's I feel like those two get pointed at. I hate it, I hate COBOL. There's just so many dedicated haters. You used Haskell once for a class. Yeah, but did you work in it? It's different. You would love doing front end if it meant you could stop working with Java. Okay, yeah, I'm a certified Java hater. I hate Java. Can I do it? Yes. I hate it. I do not like it. You're talking about like standard Java, yeah. JavaScript, depending, could be all right. But fuck Java, dude. I don't like it. I feel like I just lose a part of my soul working in it. Haskell's awesome for one thing. It's for numerical analysis. If you try to use it for anything else, you're being a goober. Yeah, exactly. That's why not that many people use it. It's really specific. It's for math goblins and everything. And even then, there are a lot of better things we could do, to be honest. You hear a lot of dislike for COBOL. Yeah, but it comes from people that took one class in it. They haven't felt the joy of working for an old bank, keeping up an old system, not having to do too much new shit in COBOL, just adjusting things slowly over time and getting paid buku bucks for it, okay? I'm telling you. It's not about COBOL. It's about the full picture, guys. It's about the full picture. If you can handle it, if you can handle getting through the classes, you're gonna have a great life, okay, buddy? You're gonna have a great life. You're gonna have a wife and 20 kids and a giant house. Yeah, you get paid 10K per line. You don't even have to write that much. You don't actually have to do that much dev work most of the time, okay? Sometimes you do. You have to be able to do it, but the day-to-day, you really don't, guys. I'm telling you. Put some respect on COBOL's name, all right? That's the way to do it, man. First time chatter, Haskell is the bomb, but I couldn't imagine writing anything real in it unless I worked on a team of academics. I love that your name is Machine Yearning. Yeah, I think most people that learn it don't understand the application to begin with, so they hate learning it because they have no idea what they're even doing with it. It's like teaching someone the math behind a lot of things in physics, but they don't know how any of it really works. They just know how to calculate a number related to it, right? You're teaching someone applied mathematics without them understanding the application, and that makes it, you know... That is why so many people hate physics. So many people are like, I love science, but I hate physics, because they don't know what they're doing and they don't know why they're doing it. They're getting told this is cool, I promise, but they don't know anything beyond that. So, you know, my TLDR for you guys, though, if you want to go into something relating to tech, want to go into something like that, just know that you're gonna have to learn a lot of things, and some of them will be old and antiquated. Try not to be a hater. Sometimes it might be that thing that actually keeps you in a secure job, but at the same time, do keep up with the times. Do know how to do what you're doing in a modern form as well, so that way you don't get replaced if they do want to upgrade things, or so that, you know, you have the option to work in the same kind of field you're in, and but move to whatever companies you want to move to. But yeah, just don't be one of those guys where you become a hater. You go, oh, girl, I hate COBOL, just because you didn't like it in a class once. You know, that might actually be the thing that keeps you going. You know what I'm saying? Because if you go to school for computer science and they teach you things that are a little more recent, as they do in summer, they push you towards certain certifications. Sometimes you'll get out of school and a friend will be like, oh, you got to learn this thing. It's hip and cool and up and coming. Just know that there are also a lot of things that are not hip and cool and up and coming. They're very old that everyone is still using, and you should know this too. You absolutely should.